My name is Steve. Many years ago, one night, when I was young, I sat in my car and looked at the house. It was raining. My hands were shaking. I saw a light in the window. I saw my wife. She was with someone. It was a man. I knew him. He was my friend. They were laughing and talking closely. I sat in my car and watched them. I was losing my mind. Is my wife having an affair? I thought. My heart broke. I could not move. I wanted to open the door. I wanted to run to the house. I wanted to scream, but I did nothing. I didn't know what to do. Should I walk over and catch them? Or should I leave and pretend I never saw them together? After a moment, I decided to leave. I couldn't face her or my friend. I quickly drove away, feeling hurt and alone. I parked my car outside a cafe. I didn't want to go home. I felt cold inside. I felt pain but no tears. I couldn't stop thinking about what I saw. I turned off my phone. I closed my eyes, but sleep did not come. I thought about my son. His name was Charlie. He was 5 years old. I thought of his small hands. I thought of his smile. I felt pain in my chest. I didn't know what to do. In the morning, I went home. My son ran to me. He said, "Good morning, Daddy." I picked him up. He was happy. He did not know. He did not see the truth. I looked at my wife. She looked down. We did not speak. My smile was not real. My hands were heavy. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. I made eggs for my son. He told me about school. He talked about his toy car. I smiled again. I said, "That's great." But my head was full. I could still see the window. I could still see my wife with my friend. I tried to forget, but I knew I never could. My heart was broken that night. I tried to live like before, but nothing was the same. One evening, my wife left the house. She said she was going out. I said nothing. I asked no questions. I just nodded. The door closed behind her. I knew where she was going. I tried not to care, but I did. My heart felt heavy. I looked okay outside, but inside I was tired and alone. I was acting every day. I was not the same man. At work, I sat at my desk and looked at the screen. My boss gave me tasks, and I nodded. I did the work, but my mind was far away. I kept seeing their faces, my wife and my friend, their smiles, their eyes, their hands. It played again and again in my head. I wanted to forget, but I could not. I was quiet. I was broken inside. My chest hurt, but I said nothing. Sometimes she tried to talk. She said she was sorry. She cried once. She said it was a mistake. But I could not answer. I listened, but I did not speak. Her words didn't seem honest. I didn't trust her voice. I didn't trust her eyes. I still loved my wife, even with all this pain. I wanted her to come back to our family. I wanted her to leave her boyfriend, but I didn't know if this will happen. One night, I stood in front of the mirror. I looked at my face. I looked tired. My eyes were different. I asked myself, what now? I had no answer. I wanted peace. I wanted sleep. I wanted to stop thinking, but the pain was strong. The picture was still there. My life had changed. I could not go back. I wanted time to stop. I wanted to run away, but I stayed because of my son. He was my light in those dark days. But when he went to bed, the pain came back. The house became quiet again. My wife was still in the house, but we lived like strangers. We spoke only about simple things. Dinner is ready. He needs help with homework. I stopped asking where she went. I stopped caring about her lies. I looked at her and felt nothing. That scared me the most, feeling nothing at all. One morning, I saw my wife and my friend together again. It was by accident. I was driving home from work. I saw them in a cafe. They were sitting close. My hands began to shake. They were laughing and talking closely. I stood at the entrance and watched them. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry, but I did nothing. My heart broke again. I felt weak. I felt small. I hurried out of the cafe and drove home, feeling hurt and alone. I thought I was healing, but I was not. That night I could not eat. I sat at the table looking at my food. My son asked, "Are you okay, Daddy?" I smiled and said yes. But my hands were cold. My wife watched me. She said nothing. I knew she saw my pain, but there were no words left between us, only silence. I thought about leaving. I thought about taking my son and going far away, a place where no one knew us. But I had no plan. I had no money. I couldn't leave her because we needed her. I couldn't take care of my son alone. I needed her help. One evening, when I was making dinner, the doorbell rang. I opened the door. It was my wife. She didn't smile. Her face looked serious. She sat down at the table and looked at me. "We need to talk," she said. My hands began to shake. "What is it?" I asked. "I don't love you anymore," she said. My heart broke. I knew this, but I didn't want to accept it. I still hoped that perhaps one day she will come back to us. She will realize her mistake. But there she was, breaking the last piece of hope I had. I stood up. I couldn't sit there anymore. "So what now?" I asked, my voice shaking. "I'm leaving," she said, and just like that, my world fell apart. She packed her bags. I sat on the sofa watching her. My face was wet with tears, but I didn't wipe them. I wanted to scream. I wanted to beg her to stay, but I did nothing. She hugged our son and kissed on his forehead and said, "I'm really sorry." Our son kept crying. He asked his mother not to leave him, but she didn't answer. She sighed, then opened the door and left. I sat there. Frozen. I heard her car drive away. I heard the silence in the house. Then I broke. I cried. I sat in the dark, alone. My wife was gone, and I had to move on. I had to think about my son. I needed to be strong for him. The next morning, I took off my wedding ring. I made breakfast for my son. I sat by the window and drank coffee. It still hurt. It would hurt for a long time, but I wasn't going to let this pain destroy me. I was still a father. That gave me the strength to move on. Life is full of difficult moments, but every ending is also a new beginning. No matter how hard the pain is, time will heal. If you liked this story, please like, share, and subscribe.